Hello there, and welcome to Pink Milk, your Star Wars podcast for us superfans.
And those of us who are forced to listen to them.
Today is someday, and someday, the people at large, well, they're mad at the gays.
Of course. They'll be mad all month.
Are you ready, Thomas?
I'm ready.
Let's drink up.
Drink up.
I love you.
You know, can I buy you a drink?
Those times walk both worlds.
Before we die,
We can bring all tribes together.
Hello there, Pop.
Hello there.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you doing?
I am doing fantastic, thank you.
Awesome.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride to you, Brian.
We're in week 2 of Pride.
Week
Pride
2.
month. I love being gay.
It's very prideful.
Okay, real quick.
Yes.
If you're not following me anywhere, because I ditched Twitter, and I am very glad I ditched Twitter. I had a large following there, so lots of news got out about me and Pink Milk from said Twitter. I'm not there, so please subscribe to me on Instagram and Threads at Space Daddy Brian. Please share it with everybody. I would like to have a following again. However, yesterday on Threads, I tweeted, I don't know what you're supposed to say, so I'm just going to say tweeted because I'm 45 and I feel like I'm old enough.
You threaded.
I'm justified.
The needle.
Well, no. I feel that I'm old enough that it's justifiable that I can use the wrong social media terminology with the wrong apps. Like, it feels very fitting for in my 40s, right?
You act as if though you're, 105.
Well, Okay, anyways, yesterday I threaded, I threaded, I tweeted, I throtted, I knitted. Oh my God, maybe that's what I should
God, that's what it should be. You knitted.
I knitted that, old days of Pink Milk, I really would pride myself on having a show that was open to everybody. It was very gay, but it was open to everybody. And that's all great. However, in my year away, I've come to terms with something, and it's a Pride Month time, so I should share this now. This is unapologetically a gay podcast. My YouTube channel, Space Daddy Brian, is unapologetically gay.
Wait, this is a gay podcast?
Supergirl.
Are you gay?
You should see my wrists right now. They're like loose as a goose.
I felt the wind as they slapped down on the carpet.
No, but seriously, I make content for gay people, fellow queer people. That is what I make content for. If you are not queer or gay or whatever, I welcome you to still sit here. I want you to, you'll always have a seat at the table, but I'm not interested in making content that is like vanilla and I can make sure that we have the largest thing. No, it's gay. And I'm going to be unapologetic about it now, especially because I'm feeling strong that
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
I always knew you were gay.
Oh, thank God. I work real hard.
The awkward the last 17 years.
And, to those jerks on Twitter that used to tell me that I couldn't speak for gay people because I wasn't gay enough and I was too straight acting or whatever the terms they used. Screw you. I'm a gigantic homo and I'm gay enough. It's like, I'm not enough. I'm gay enough.
Oh, okay.
I'm gay enough. Anyways, if you're new here, thank you for listening to my little rant. My name is Brian. With me, as always, is my better half and your better host, Thomas.
Hello.
We are in episode 2 of Pink Milk. We've been gone for a while, and I'm really happy to be back. It felt good. We got lots of lovely notes last week, so thank you, everyone, for those.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thank you for those lovely notes. Remember, I could really use your help to share this podcast with people because Apple Podcasts has automatically undownloaded our podcast from all those people that once listened because we weren't making anything. So
that is crazy. Do you know how many podcasts I'm subscribed to on my phone?
Yeah.
And they just sit there forever. And I'm like, gosh, they have
no, but they won't be updating anymore.
They won't be updating.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, because 90% of our listeners come from Apple Podcasts. So remember, they're an apple tree and they got to lose the dead apples so new apples could come out.
Oh,
so we're like a new apple. And I get, I get it. It's all good. It's all good. Storage on phones is ridiculous. And, we'll soon be paying $4,000 for a phone that
Oh God.
Apple will tell us that we need to update every year, and you're lame if you don't. I'm happy to be lame. Even though I do have an iPhone 14 now, because they stopped making
fancy.
Well, they stopped making the 12s, and so when my phone broke in a movie theater seat, I went from a 12 to a 14.
So let me be clear. Your son has what?
A 15.
A 15. You have a
14.
And I have a
12.
Huh. What do you think about that, folks? Something's not right there. And mine works perfectly great. Thank you very much.
Yeah, they're all good.
I'm not bitter.
And your name's not Betty.
Nope.
How's your week been, Pop?
Good, good. Very good. Busy. Heat's coming. Kids are just completed week 3. Is it 2 or 3?
2. This is
Who's
the beginning of week 3.
3, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is it wrong that I know there's 10 weeks in the summer before they have to go back?
Some say wrong, some say honest. Those that say wrong probably aren't being honest.
Yeah. You know me. I try to keep them as busy as possible.
Yep, they're in wrestling, karate,
Basketball,
trampoline parks,
weightlifting.
Oh my God, weightlifting. Oh,
Yeah.
God. Y'all, we now have, so when school starts here in 10 weeks.
8, but who's counting?
Oh, okay. We will have a child in elementary school, a child in junior high school, and a child in high school.
Oof.
Yeah.
Can you think the behaviors that are going to come along with all 3 of those?
Well, I will
Thank God they're
say,
really good to be.
I will say, look, I love my son, Jack. He's wonderful. He's great. 14 has been, honestly, it's been wonderful. I really love it. I love it. 11 was very hard for me. We probably discussed it on this podcast if you go back a few years ago to some of those earlier episodes. Eli is 6 months into 11, and it's been great so far.
It has been good.
Yeah.
We're dealing with different things with him, though, that we did not deal with before. The most comical of which is absolutely being called in because he talks too much in class. So I know that's, I didn't know how to react. I was all prepared for something really serious. And on the inside, when all 3 of these wonderful teachers, super serious, are talking to me about my child talking too much, I'm just laughing on the inside going, well, good. I'm glad he's not sitting here in the corner doing nothing.
Wait,
that makes me a bad parent, I guess. I'm not sure.
No, I think it makes us great parents because, okay, yes, son, you need to not distract people while you're in class. Okay, maybe kind of, sort of, but also said people can also say, hey, I'm trying to focus. Don't talk to me. My son, I'm just going to focus on the fact that he's likable. He loves everybody. Let me tell you, you know what, everybody, let me share a story with you about my 10 and 11-year-old. And remember, they are 10 and 11. So they don't have all the social cues perfectly set. But I am so incredibly proud of my children. And we said earlier they're going to a trampoline park, and I guess one of the people that works there they believe is trans. So our youngest son, Michael, who is very open and very vocal and like not actually none of our kids are shy, was talking to this person as he was waiting to go up the rock wall, and I guess Michael asked if this person was trans. He said, are you trans? And the person said, yes. And Michael said, oh, yay, that's so awesome. Good for you. And I was like, you know what, dude?
I'm impressed.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
I'm very impressed. I was like, hey, Michael, one, good for you. And I'm glad that you made this person feel comfortable afterwards.
Absolutely.
Just remember, we ask how people identify, or you can ask how pronouns are. We don't just say, are you trans? But I'm kind of just proud of the fact that it was like, no thing.
100%, even at the age of 10, that he could even be mature enough to ask those questions.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, it's impressive.
I 100% agree. I was like, boom.
I guess
good for
they're
you,
listening.
Dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Keep picking up the good stuff. Don't pick up any of our bad
Proud
habits.
parent moment.
All right, Pop. What do you say? You want to start getting into some Star Wars?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Episode 2 of The Acolyte was very good. I want to go over a couple things that we discussed in last week's podcast, because you had asked if this was shot in the volume or it was shot on location. Well, I found some information. There's a wonderful little video with Leslie Headland, and it's shot on location.
Awesome.
It's all practical effects. It's great.
Mhm.
Many of like the castles are like, yeah, she was like, I love shooting on location. There's so many places on this earth that don't look like they're from here, and we wanted our actors to really feel like they were somewhere otherworldly. So that was cool.
Thank you for letting me know.
You know, I'm trying, you know. A lot of people could say a lot of things about Pink Milk. One thing they will never say is that they know what they're talking about.
Not when I'm part of the cast.
And that Brian never knows how things are made or what actors' names are. Or shoot, let's be honest, half the time I don't even know what people's characters' names are.
Well, so I have to comment on that. It's just so interesting to hear because you really know so much. So that gives you a absolute insight into the entire breadth of this Star Wars universe. That, you know, it's just so big. It's, I would imagine, hard for someone to know every single thing.
Well, I think, no, some people
I'm
are
not
out
even
there.
going to try.
I mean, it is hilarious. I received not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5 emails, either an email, a text message, or a DM on Instagram from people correcting things that I said wrong last time. Or like, this person was that, or the, like, I mean, it's all lovely. It's very cute. I love it. I was like, yep, I backed Pink Milk. Where plenty of our...
We thank them.
No,
I mean,
100%.
fantastic. Yeah. Thank you
Look,
for that.
Again,
Don't correct me, though.
again, I make content. I hate that word, but I make things for gay people. One of my favorite things about being gay is sassiness. And so I love when a listener, especially a gay listener, can have an eye roll moment with me and maybe a light reading afterwards. I am here for it. The library, as far as I'm concerned, is open 24 hours a day.
100%.
So it's all in good fun. And you know what? I also said this on Threads. I prefer to watch content about gay people. I'm not going to be sorry about it anymore. No, actually, I like it kind of better. So I want to use that as a segue into one thing that I do want to discuss before we get into the episode, because you and I have had like light conversations on it. And I actually think Soul and Osha and May and oh God, what's his name? Corin, something, Qi'ra, not Qi'ra. Well, oh God bless you, I love you, Qi'ra. The dude in the apothecary, Chimera. Sorry. So May and Chimera having a conversation about finding peace. Osha and Soul have a conversation about finding peace. And I actually think it's really interesting given everything going on in the world right now. So, as I said last week, I've tried very hard to not like be in the know. I took a year off from social media. I honestly, a lot of my friends are podcasters. I've told a lot of them this. I didn't listen to Star Wars podcasts. I barely watched Star Wars. I think we were months behind on Bad Batch. I didn't watch YouTube about Star Wars. I just needed the H up away from all of that grossness. And I was much happier for it. So when the Acolyte was coming out, I'm like, I don't want to know anything because I know people are going to be mad. It's too gay, or there's not enough white people, or whatever the rhetoric's going to be. Like, I knew it would exist. Here we are back in, and it's all there. So people are very upset. Disney is woke as ever. We're trying to spread agendas all over the place. And I'm just like, really? So I'm really trying to figure out how I'm going to interact with that. And I want to share it with everyone listening, because a lot of the people that listen are also on social media. So I feel like maybe there is something that we can all talk about. So honestly, this is what I would love to have people comment about or send us an email about how they choose to engage or not engage with that side of fandom. Because you, Tom, are not on social media, but if you were, I guarantee you would just like never engage with it. You just scroll on by.
Well, I am on social media. I just don't put myself in that social media.
Yeah, you're not on Star Wars.
Correct. Yeah,
List.
I'm not on that. Which is, yeah, there's no reason as to why I'm just not.
I'm not interested any longer in getting in tit for tats with an individual person, wherever it may be. So far, my Threads experience is 10,000 times better than Twitter. But, you know, I had like over 3,000 followers on Twitter, and I have like 100 people on Threads. So that's also a very different, my outreach is like nothing. So, which is actually been kind of nice. It might not be great for promoting the show and YouTube, but that part is great. Honestly, I'll discuss the greater part of it because it's upsetting. The greater part, but I don't care about some rando on the internet. Like, I don't need to have an argument. Call me a groomer, call me whatever you're going to do. I can just scroll on by now.
Well, especially because in the past you have mentioned that other people, as well as yourself, have had trouble with bots.
Yeah.
So they're not even real
Yeah.
to, I mean, hey, I understand it's easier said than done, but just being mindful of that. Hey, some of this stuff is not even real. So
yeah, I'm not. Yeah, thank you for saying that. Like, I don't think it's going to be easy for me because honestly, used to, and maybe this was headspace from, look, before Pink Milk came, I was not on social media. I had a Facebook and it was like friends and family type of thing. I used to come from this place of like sitting down and having conversations with people that thought differently. I mean, it can go all the way back to college and the people with their Bibles and their signs outside of my thing because I studied human evolution, which is so funny that people are like, that really happened? Yes, it really happened. Like on the regular. And I would sit and talk to people because I find that stuff interesting. I like to engage with people that are different. I have learned, however, that the internet is not engaging. It's not real. And I don't want to waste my time anymore because I will just get frustrated that like, whatever. And so I'm good. Like, I really don't want to be bothered. I don't want to be bothered if people are making YouTube videos. I don't want to be bothered with any of that anymore because I'm choosing to look at all of this very differently. I feel it's getting loud. And you know what? I'm fearful that dude is going to get reelected. And so we might have another 4 or 5 years of this. But honestly, I think this social cultural identity crisis that the United States, maybe the world is in, but here in the United States, I think they're dying and they're losing. Because I think most people, the ones that didn't say anything, which is damaging too, are also starting to say more because they're tired of it. So I think the yells are going to get louder before they get quieter. But I think I'm going to start adopting, no, please get loud, because the more energy you get out, the quicker it's going to be done. And we can just move on, because I still choose to believe most people don't care. However, I do worry about the people that don't say anything, especially like queer rights or, female autonomy. Not saying anything is going to get those votes passed, and it's going to be a lot harder to get it changed again, as it will now. So, but anyways, I'm choosing to think that this grossness is on the way out.
I hope so.
I do think things like the show are important. Is it noticeable that this cast is very different than the cast we're used to? Yes. And you know what? That's great. It's great. You have to make conscious choices to create change. So all these people that are like, look,
or could it be looked at it this way? It just is.
Yep.
So it is what it is, and this is what was created. That's it. There's nothing wrong with it, And we just began. We've had 2 episodes. We have no idea what the next. Isn't there 8? There's more or less 8, right?
Yeah.
So you have no idea what's coming.
100%. I feel like a lot of the rhetoric I hear people talking about what they're losing. You're not losing anything.
You're gaining a story.
We didn't take A New Hope and rewrite it and change everything about A New Hope. It's still sitting there. This is a new story. So actually, we're just giving you new things. We're not taking away anything old. So you just sound like an idiot. A 2-year-old who didn't get the toy they wanted. And honestly, it's embarrassing. Well, what do you say, Pop? You want to get into the show, the episode?
Let's chat about it.
Let's chat about episode 2.
This one has a lot of unpacking to do.
It really does.
It does. Yeah.
So, one of the things I'm so excited that we're doing is we're waiting to record. So like we're a week behind. That's okay. That's great. Because it also, unlike before, and I really learned this in doing Ahsoka, because Ahsoka, when we finally talked about it on the podcast, it was our second viewing. And I like being able to look back on it and talk about it after you've had some time to think about it, because this show, I don't think I knew how much I was going to think about it when they were first done. because I'm really stuck on the ends that I don't like, because I really find myself annoyed at the end.
Okay.
I'm like, I didn't need to see, spoiler alert, Kalneka at the end of this. I would have rather have seen the next week's episode start here. Because now I was like, I want to get to know what are we doing there, and it just
Or is that really good TV?
It could be.
They strategically done that to keep you coming back. We were gifted the 2 in a row.
That's true.
The first go round, the first release. We're not going to have that each time, so it's a cliffhanger to wet your whistle to come back,
That's true, actually.
like the old days of TV.
That's true. So there is a lot to unpack, and I kind of love how much we are like. How much there is to unpack in this show. So this episode is called Revenge Justice. I love these two name opposite title depending on the perspective.
Mm-hmm.
It really is all centered on Osha and May and their perspectives on what's going on. I find it very, very fascinating. And I kind of love how everyone is talking about this person as if they're the same because they look the same. Which is an interesting thing from the perspective of a queer person, too, because we are oftentimes one person represents the many.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of us feel, and as we should, I can't speak for all gay people. I can't speak for all queer people. But at the same time, we're the ambassadors and the representation a lot of times when we're featured in spots. It's just, it's an interesting thing.
I can see that.
It's complex,
Mhm.
actually.
It is very
And
complex.
It's complex in its simplicity, if that makes sense. Okay. I have to say, I love how this episode opens to another Jedi temple on another planet. Like at this point in the galaxy, the Jedi are kind of spread out across the galaxy in these little temples all over the place, right? They're not concentrated earlier in the High Republic, which you don't know this because you don't read the books, and they don't really suggest this, but you don't need to. Anyways, it's part of how old Palps got the Clone Wars all started, is because the Jedi were fragmented, so they weren't together. But we open to this little girl distracting the little Jabba the Hutt droid pop out eyeball thing, which I love. And it's the second time that the show has opened with May paying a citizen to inform us where the Jedi are, or inform her.
Mm-hmm.
And it got me thinking I think that was the third time I've seen this episode. Last week we ended with the dream and how the Sith Lord, if he's a Sith, we're assuming he's a Sith because he has a red lightsaber. The Sith Lord talked about killing the dream of the Jedi, and to kill the dream, you can't use a weapon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, wouldn't the ultimate death of the Jedi, which is kind of what happens during the prequels, is that the galaxy lost their faith in the Jedi. And then by the time we get to the original trilogy, the galaxy is like pretty much they've forgotten the Jedi. In a very short amount of time, they just forgot about them. They thought it was a myth. And then by the time we meet Rey, it's a legend. It really is a myth, because the people lost faith in the Jedi, and then in losing faith with something, you forget about it to get all together. And in not remembering, isn't that where a lot of power is?
100%.
Like, we talk about educating the youth on minority groups or this or that, because we weren't taught these kinds of things in school. And that's how history repeats itself, because that's where all the power sits.
Mm-hmm.
So I find it very interesting that as of right now, May's the villain. We don't know where the show will go. She's paying people to rat out the Jedi, almost taking power away from the Jedi, because an everyday person can actually point them out and be a part of the ending of them.
Interesting.
Am I reading too much into it?
No, it's very deep, but no, I see what you're saying.
I was like, I kind of like it. They're like, oh, wait, anyone can have power over a Jedi? Maybe they're not really all that. It's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I go back to think about thousands of years ago, and the Roman Empire when they moved into Greece, and not only they took their so much of their culture and their identity and their gods, but then renamed them and restructured their stories a little bit. I just feel like it was very interesting. I don't know. Yeah. So we see meditating Tobin. What do you think about him floating there for 10 years?
I mean, he came and went so quickly. I mean, there wasn't much to it.
Yeah.
And, I thought he was standing up at first, to be honest with you. But then the second go round, because there was 2 scenes?
Yeah,
with
two.
And then he was gone?
Maybe 3, 2. 2.
I think he's a mystery. I'm very curious as to what is the background. What did he have to do with May? And why she's so angry, although I have a general idea, but I don't know the specific idea. The general idea doesn't seem like maybe it's that big a deal at this moment in time. But I'm very curious as to what was so awful that he needed to find peace in not speaking and meditating for 10 years.
Yeah.
However, one of his comments were, or that said is what I should say. That said, one of his comments was, "I've been waiting for you, May." He used her name. So they're both not very old people. So if you rewind 10 years.
8 years ago, right? It was 8 years ago?
It was 10 years that he hasn't spoken.
Oh,
so
yeah,
that's what
okay.
the other Jedi, once he greeted the group, Sol and Yord.
Jackie.
Okay.
Osha.
Yes. But it had to have happened greater than 10 years ago. So I'm curious what was so terrible that he was waiting for May so that he could have forgiveness from May.
And Jackie must have been a super youngling back then too, because she's not very old. She's a teenager, I'm imagining, right?
Right now?
Yeah, Jackie, Sol's Padawan. I'd imagine she's a teenager.
No. I placed them in their 20s.
Really?
Yeah.
Nah.
No, to me, I mean,
Yord is late 20s. Osha / May probably mid 20s, early to mid 20s. Jackie, I'm putting late teens.
No, I was putting them all in their 20s,
okay.
Which really wouldn't make sense if Jackie was the Padawan.
Yeah, and
Yord.
No, that was Tashi, who's only around once. Jackie is Sol's Padawan.
Jackie's Sol's Padawan.
But Osha was Sol's Padawan, and they don't have 2 Padawans.
Them all in the mid 20s now. Now that
I think Jackie's got to be younger.
That. Okay, yeah.
Because Sol can't have 2 Padawans; they can only have 1
forever. You can only get 1 forever.
No.
Oh, 1 at a time.
1 at a time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know for when I get one.
You do. Well, you have 3. You're breaking all sorts of rules. You know what, baby?
I'm not a Jedi.
We're homosexuals. We don't believe in following your rules.
True that.
Yeah. So I, 2 things that the show are doing, and we're jumping a little around, but whatevs. I love that this is really a why done it, not a who done it. I love that, we found out towards the end of the first episode, they were 2 different people. It's confirmed Osha and May are not the same person. And now we found out what May's trying to do. She wants revenge on 4 Jedi. So we know the story in 2 episodes. And I feel like what that does is it's almost more exciting, because what's going to be the surprise? If we gave everything up all the way up front, we don't know what's coming, which is exciting.
They mentioned, or the guy in the apothecary.
Yeah. What did I just say his name was? Qi'ra. Yeah.
He mentioned to, what's the other girl's name? Jackie? The twin?
Osha. Or May.
Okay, Osha, that's right. He mentioned that May wants to get revenge on 4 people. Well, 2 are down. We know Sol is the other one.
Kelneka.
Who's Kelneka?
The Wookiee Jedi.
The Wookiee Jedi, the one we saw at the very end of the show.
Yeah, so that's where we're going next, because that's who Osha thinks and Sol think May's going to try to kill next.
Oh, God. Oh, okay.
So it's exciting because we're going to get flashbacks.
Right.
We know from trailers, Indara's coming back. We see a younger Tobin, 10-year younger Tobin
Okay.
We will find out what happened. Well, who knows?
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Okay, yeah.
All right,
Oh, yeah,
I'd
yeah,
like to
yeah.
hear that, 'cause
So-
I'd like to know.
I feel like Tobin looked a little off,
Mm-hmm.
but he's a younger actor that they made look older with some like pseudo interesting.
right now.
Yeah. So
He's really a younger actor.
yes. So the Tobin we just saw floating there has old makeup on him to make him look older.
Got it. Okay.
We need to interrupt all conversation for an important message brought to you by Michael Berry. Clone Force 14 has arrived in the building. Hello, Michael.
Hi, I'm on the stage.
Welcome back to Pink Milk. If those of you who are new here might not have heard our old original
Yeah.
episodes.
I've been on Canva sitting on my dad's lap before.
And Michael probably does, but Michael claims, and probably is, that's what I meant to say, Michael Berry is the biggest Star Wars fan in the house.
I overbeat my dad with that.
I think Michael knows more about Star Wars trivia than I do.
You think?
All right, Michael. This is Michael's Minute. We're going to try to have as many Michael minutes in our podcast as we can. And this is the first one. Michael, what are you thinking of The Acolyte you've seen episodes 1 and 2?
I like it, just they need better endings.
They need better endings.
For sure, they need better endings.
Okay, you and I feel the same way. I like this last one when we end with Kalneka, which is great. Who doesn't love a Jedi Wookiee?
Yes, I love Wookiees.
Yes, everybody loves a Wookiee. But I didn't need to. I just now, after it ended, I just wanted to see more Kalneka. Couldn't you have just started the last episode? The next episode?
I wanted to see in the club
In the club.
that the Wookiee goes into.
Oh, do you think it's like a nightclub in there? Do you think he's going to get his dance on?
No, I think it's like a Jedi meeting.
Oh,
Since they
okay.
said go to the planet for a meeting.
Okay. Boom. I like it. Do you have a favorite character so far in The Acolyte?
May.
Oh, everyone, my son likes the villains.
It's just she's cool.
She is very cool. What do you think about seeing all the Jedi? We haven't seen this many Jedi really in a TV show before. We saw the last time we had this many Jedi was in Attack of the Clones, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty cool because you like the Jedi.
My favorite Jedi is Soul.
Okay, why do you like Soul so much?
It's just I like him and I'm excited to see what color his lightsaber is.
Oh, okay, very
I
nice.
think it's going to be blue.
You think it's going to be blue? Do you have a favorite color lightsaber?
Blue.
Blue,
Actually, no. Yellow.
yellow.
My
Oh,
temples.
Jedi Temple Guards. My lightsaber has a yellow blade.
Which one?
Well, not the dark saber.
Yeah.
Dark saber is my favorite lightsaber of any and all lightsabers, but the lightsaber I built at Disney has a yellow blade. Yes.
I can't wait until those two are mine.
All right, Michael. Let's ask you one question before we let you go. 2 questions.
Okay.
First question: who's your favorite Star Wars character of all?
Boba Fett.
Boom. Why Boba Fett?
He's just cool. He got his own TV show, and I like his moves. And also, I like how he's Jango Fett's son.
Yeah, that's right. Michael loves Attack of the Clones. Michael and I are both Attack of the Clones stans. Michael calls it the romantic one.
It is.
All right, Michael, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate these first 2 episodes of The Acolyte? 1 being the worst, 10 being the best.
6.
A 6. Ooh, you're a tough critic. I like it. You're a real Star Wars fan.
I just want the beginnings and the ends to be better.
Okay. Boom. I'm here for it. Spoken like a real Star Wars fan. Very critical of your Star Wars. Love it. All right, everybody. Thank you, Michael. And now, back to the show. So, anyways, we run into Tobin.
Yes.
And we learn a lot of things there. And then May, you know, she can't kill him because he's got his old force bubble on. And that was very cool. Like, honestly, there was really some sort of glass wall there because I really looked this time.
Mm-hmm.
And when she goes to punch the thing, you can see her fist is going against something, or her skin flattens out.
Huh.
It was like that probably is some easy, super old technique that like is easy to do.
Mm-hmm.
But my God, was it effective. It was so good. I gotta tell you, I love
She was genuinely tired.
Yeah.
If you watched her.
Yeah.
It's like, God, you're a little dramatic for some reason. I hit it. That's what I was thinking.
Well,
But
she
good
was
on
hitting
her.
something.
Yeah.
She was hitting a force bubble.
She was. Is that what it's called? A force bubble?
I don't know. I'm going to say it's Jean Grey of Star Wars.
God, I'd love to have a force bubble around.
I think you
That'd be
do.
So great.
All of us can. Honestly, okay, hold.
Okay.
Maybe not against physical attacks, but isn't that the old
Yes.
adage of like, we just had this conversation with our son Michael about sticks and stones can break your bones, but words will never hurt you. Words have a lot of power. We are not trying to say that, but I think I've mentioned this on the podcast somewhere before. I think it was my junior year of college.
Mm-hmm.
I took this linguistics and pop culture class, and this would have been 2002, maybe. Oh my God, that's 22 years ago. Bitch, I told you I'm old. So I remember in this class, we were talking about the F slur, and we were talking about it, and at the time, like, honestly, it was just 22 short years ago. I do not think people were as vocal about being gay and openly gay as they were. Like, it was a shock that I was gay in class and talking about it. Like, I just remember the uncomfortableness around the entire thing. And like now, I don't think that same uncomfortableness, especially on a liberal arts college campus, it would not be uncomfortable anymore. It's just so crazy to me, like how 22 years ago was not really that long, even though some of our listeners are 22. Anyways,
thank you for listening.
But yes, thank you. I remember having this conversation of like, to me, that's the amazing part of words, because they have power because people give them to them, but they don't actually hold power themselves. That's something that society can do. And I think as a gay person, I could tell the shift that was happening. And the F slur was not used the same way it was a few years before. It was happening less. And I was starting to understand maybe reclaiming that word. I don't even think reclaiming was like a term that I at least knew of back then. I didn't, that this kind of language didn't really exist. We didn't talk about stuff that way back then. At least I didn't.
It's funny that we're talking about this. It has nothing to do with it at the same time, but it's something I recently had a conversation with the kids about.
Okay.
Because, it's funny because they will not talk about this. They're very well respected that they don't use bad language around us. Hopefully they don't use it, but we're kidding ourselves if you think it doesn't happen.
Yes.
We got it. I understand. But nonetheless, why the middle finger is so upsetting when you give it to somebody? Like, why?
Yeah,
one of these days
I wonder where it came from.
Like, why? And that it's linked to that that language.
Yep. Because I remember,
interesting to know why.
I don't know why I remember this so well.
I mean, we've got 10 fingers
in Romeo and Juliet.
Okay.
And I remember looking back now, like, look, I'm not a Shakespearean expert any way, shape, or form. So I know that Shakespeare used things that we look back now and think that was like what happened, but didn't necessarily happen. It was like the Shakespeare world that things happened. But I remember in Romeo and Juliet, when you bite your thumb at thee, and it was like their version of flipping each other off. What were they called? The Capulets and the Miracules or Molecules? I know it's not molecule. Let's call them the omelets and the molecules.
Okay.
Whatever those two families were, I'm blinking. But the biting the thumb at these. It was basically flipping someone off.
I'm going to ask Siri.
Okay.
Or we'll ask Alexa.
Yeah.
Not now, but we'll ask.
We can't say Alexa. She's right there. Is she blue?
She did not light up.
Yeah. So, anyways, I thought that was really amazing that they had like practical effects like that were able to work like that. So after that happened, and she couldn't kill him, she goes back to Qi'ra, to the apothecary, and they make that little poison with the Bunta flower, which I love because do you remember the race of Bunta Eve in episode 1 where Anakin was in the pod racer? That was the race of Bunta Eve. So what came first?
Oh,
How is Bunta? You know, I bet if I head on over to Star Wars Explained on YouTube, there's probably a video about why Bunta's Eve is named Bunta. Yeah. Anyways, I was like, oh, I see you, Star Wars. Look at you. Look at that. We just. This is why out of time storytelling is great. We've had Bunta Eve for 25 years, and now it is being used 100 years before that thing took place. So clearly, Bunta's Eve, the race, was named off of something from that planet. Is that the origin of pod racing? I'm very curious.
Well,
do you know anyone listening? Let me know. I want to know. I'm excited. Okay, so we go from that to Qi'ra telling May that the Jedi think that, you know, they believe in peace or whatever. And she's like, well, but it doesn't exist. Whatever. Clearly there's conversations between her and the Sith Lord and that dude, all these little apprentice people, right? They think, but they never did find peace. And then we cut to Osha waking up. We get to see Jackie's mullet, and I was very excited. I was like, oh, I see you, Jackie, with the mullet. Look at you doing your little Obi-Wan Attack of the Clones luck with a little mullet. My son's got a mullet like that. I'm growing a mullet. Like, you know what? I never realized I was growing a Jedi mullet. But here I am, growing a Jedi mullet, and I got my Padawan downstairs growing his mullet out too. I love Jackie. I have to say,
modern mullet.
Yes, literally. I'm going to go for a Jackie mullet. We're going to call it that now because I'm a nerd. I am not going for a Billy Stranger Things mullet. I'm going for a Jackie mullet.
Okay, fair enough. And if it's gone one day, you just know
it got too long. My husband said
scissors were next to the
nope.
bed.
See, I'm old. So I understand that I am owned by my husband and I have to do whatever he tells me to do.
Wow, that's a whole other episode.
That's a whole other podcast.
Coming from the one who's forced to listen.
That's like some Sister Wives BS or whatever. But anyways, I love that conversation happened. And here again, the villains, as of right now, we're looking at them as the villains, having this idea that the Jedi think that they've found peace, but they really haven't. Mm-hmm. To Sol and Osha, Sol thinking he found peace in whatever happened 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. And upset that Osha hasn't found peace. But in that whole conversation, that dude didn't let it go. You did not find peace. What are you doing telling somebody else to let things go? You clearly haven't let it go. And I found that to be very interesting, especially in my own personal life. After this sad last year of disappearing, I've had a lot going on the YouTubes with the jobs. Again, you can watch that video. I didn't really get into it on the YouTube thing, but a lot of stuff with my family's been going on too that, like, I think I'm getting through. My husband is like, I think you think you're getting through it, Pop, but you're still, what's the word you've been, I've heard this word so many times.
Ruminating.
Yeah, I've been ruminating.
Hey, we're all guilty of ruminating.
Yeah.
Hey, we just heard that the other day. I mean, obviously we know what the word is, but
yeah,
we just heard it on something the other day. And it just, a light bulb went off in my head.
But I will say, as I said earlier, just a few minutes ago, Star Wars is my guiding light. And here it is. I'm in this moment. And now, poof, the Force brought me the Acolyte. It brought it to all of you people too, but you know.
Thank you.
Yeah. So anyways, what do you have to say about that? Like, the good guys think
ruminating?
No, the good guys thinking they've found peace, that they've let things go, but they clearly aren't. What do you think that says about the Jedi as an institution, or Sol as a character, or both?
Ask it again.
So the villains are calling out the Jedi, saying they think the Jedi believe they found peace in the galaxy. Mm-hmm. Because meanwhile, The Sith are out there running around.
But we don't know that they're Sith.
Okay, but the Sith were around during the High Republic, but the Jedi had no idea. The Jedi don't realize the Sith have been around until the end of the Phantom Menace.
Mm-hmm.
And probably because Yoda, who's supposed to be all powerful, only ever felt the Sith when the Sith literally was sitting on his back porch.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't even know that was the Sith sitting on his back porch. That's how damn good Palpatine was. Oh my God. Speaking of Palpatine. Okay, Qi'ra, we're like, who's the dude under the Sith mask? And Michael's response again, so I was like, I wonder if it's Qi'ra who's the Sith Lord. Could be. That's how Palpatine acted. He was very different. He was the Sith Lord the whole time. I was like,
you know, when
dude.
he said that, I instantly started looking differently because Qi'ra is the only one that said that she was going after 4 people.
Mm-hmm.
She never said she was going after 4 people. He said, yeah. And that was the first time it was disclosed.
Yeah.
So he, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Qi'ra, look, so far I like that character.
Mm-hmm.
Bad hair.
Oh.
That intentional trying to look messy feels very forced. Like, I'm kind of a mess and disheveled, but you spend too much time in front of the mirror making that disheveled hair. I don't trust you.
Interesting. Because
too stylized bad.
During the show, they went on to say, have you seen him yet? Because he asked her.
Yeah.
Have you
so they both work for the dude.
Which is interesting. Again, so you're carrying out orders for someone
you don't know
that you've never even seen.
Hold on, put a pin in that because we're going to talk about that in a minute. Because that's so. My question for you is, what do you think it says about Soul as a character or the Jedi that they think they found peace, but clearly people on the outside know that they really haven't? And because I think that's something clearly you're saying I'm in it, like literally right now.
Right.
I'm emotionally in that state of thinking of letting things go, but maybe I'm really not. What does that say about like the Jedi?
That maybe they're not really willing or at a point in their life to think of all sides. I think being able to think of all sides, not just your own side, is probably what most brings you to peace. You have to think of all sides, everybody's side.
Yeah. But they're not willing to.
Yeah.
They're claiming to.
Right.
But they're really not. Leslie Headland's discussion of what's going on with the Jedi feels so incredibly queer because, again, a church to me, at large, on the surface, we welcome everybody. We love all of you. But they really don't. They sure are busy out there telling people who to be and how to be and who to love and who not to love and what gender is and what's not. And then like determining who's acceptable and who's not. So to me, the Jedi are saying one thing with their words, but in action, they're doing something different. And that's what ultimately kills the Jedi. And it goes back to May paying people.
I thought Palpatine ultimately killed them all.
Well, Palpatine just, I think, no, he did. Yes. But
ding, ding,
the
ding,
dream
ding.
was
I
dead.
get credit for that.
Yes. Execute Order 66. Okay. So beep, beep, fast forward a minute. She gets the poison. Tobin, look, I'm going to give you peace. And way you're going to find peace is if you die. So he unalives himself on screen. You're like, whoa,
but
that
he
was
also
deep.
said he'd been waiting for her. So it's almost as if though he knew in a way and wanted her to find him.
Well, he asked for her forgiveness.
Interesting.
She didn't give it to him. He took it before she could answer, but he was asking for it. So typical cowardly act, typical Jedi, typical, in my opinion, and I know this is a hard conversation because you are religious, but to me, typical church garbage of, honestly, some of the stuff I've been ruminating.
Church garbage?
Yeah. Some of the stuff I've been ruminating on is the aunts and uncles who don't even have the courtesy to tell you that they're not coming to said event. And when parents come in and don't let that conversation go, even though that whole thing happened 5 years ago, it feels like happened yesterday because people stir the pot.
Ruminating.
Yeah. But they said they couldn't attend because they don't believe in our lifestyle. They didn't want to make it uncomfortable. But they couldn't tell me that. They just didn't show up. And we had to hear that through a third party. It is like the most cowardly act.
That's called classless.
Yeah. Well, that's what the Jedi do. That dude, Tobin, spent 10 years sleeping, meditating, not actively seeking forgiveness. He sat there and was very passive, and he made the victim come to him. And then he asked her for forgiveness. He put all of the stress, the burden of whatever happened on the person he was seeking apology from. That is what's going on in the society that's really, really messed up. Is like people aren't willing to do the work and expect all the people who have had no rights for so long, have not had any representation, have never had a story for them, with them in it, to do all the work and apologize. It's BS. And there we go. Boom. Back to not liking the Jedi.
Oh,
Those jerks. No, but I mean, come on. Couldn't that dude have spent 10 years looking for this girl and trying to help her? Because you know who came to her rescue? The Sith did.
Mm-hmm. Well, we don't know if they're Sith yet.
Well, for now,
right.
for now, they're Sith. It's got some crazy, I can't wait to see that helmet up close because it was creepy. So, okay.
So he had a helmet on?
Yeah, we see it in the trailer briefly, and it's really creepy. It's got some weird smile looking thing built in. It's like a cross between the seventh sister from the video games, from which you don't know.
Okay.
And Kylo Ren's helmet. It's very cool looking.
Oof.
Whatever it is, it's cool, but it's like really creepy looking mask.
Okay.
At least from the trailers.
Okay.
So,
I have to go back and look.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah. It's very like it's like horror movie level creepiness.
Okay.
It's very cool.
I know I saw the trailer. I just can't place it though.
It's so quick.
Okay.
I'm guessing that's next week too.
Huh.
Because it's on a forest plant. We're there in the forest. I think we're about to see some bomb ad. A lot of lightsabers pulled out.
Mm-hmm.
Very excited. So, okay. So May gets Tobin to seek forgiveness. Loser. And then she runs into Soul. And so clearly Soul knows who she is. They're battling it out. I didn't get the same I want to kill you Soul that I did from her with the other two people. So clearly I think Soul, right, is one of the four that's probably she's got off. But that's the one she seems to have some struggle there. Something was just different. She did attack him.
Right.
But there was less anger there, right?
Mm-hmm. Like there was some affinity.
Yeah.
He was more correcting her in a way.
Yes.
That you've been taught.
Yeah. Who's your master? Who's your master? And then we find out she doesn't know. So whoever that Sith person is, like she says to Qi'ra earlier on, like, we're better off if he doesn't know about this.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like clearly afraid of him and they know nothing about him, yet he has all this power over them. It's very interesting.
Well, it will be interesting if he knows about it now when she
Mhm.
goes back, because then maybe it really is
Qi'ra. Yep. Very interesting. So they duke it out. We get a great Batman-like scene when Jackie shows up in the ship and poof, spotlight on Batman. Oh, we got it. And then she throws all the dust up. It was great.
That was
Loved
great.
it. Loved it.
Yeah, that was a good scene.
So good. Like literally, like it felt so Batman. Like, I don't know, Batman's been in that situation 800 times throughout comics and movies. It's great. You never saw it in Star Wars. It was just so good. All the choreography. I love Star Wars to look like this. It brings me back to, and I think, how old is she? Let me see. How old is Leslie Headland? Because I believe she is my age. 44. Yep, born in 1980, so still younger than me. It felt like, and it's funny that it had Trinity in it. Trinity's from the Matrix. I remember people being so upset that the prequels didn't look like the Matrix. And this wire fighting is more reminiscent of the Matrix. It's taken from some sort of kung fu cinema that I don't know enough about, but it's just very cool. I love seeing it. And that fight scene between May and Soul was like nothing we've ever seen in Star Wars, and it was amazing. So this is how I want to end this conversation today, because I want to get your thoughts on it, because I think there's some meat on the bones, and I feel you and I probably think about these things very different. So May runs away. We're back on the ship, and Vernestra Rowe is clearly upset with Soul. They're talking on the hologram. She's like, he wants to go off to Forest Land to find Kelneka, because they're like, that's where she's going next. And Vernestra Rowe is like, we don't do that. this is a really big deal. And we're Jedi. We sit and have conversations.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'm watching it going, oh my God, Yord is gay. Vernestra Rowe is gay. IRL. Osha, gay. IRL. Maybe there's more. Like, my God, 3 of the 4 main cast people are all queer. I love it. Made me so happy. But I like that what she says. She's like, we have conversations, not action. So clearly we know the dude ain't going to listen to her and they're going to go off.
Mm-hmm.
Would be my guess. Because Soul is entering his Qui-Gon Jinn era, I think, unless he was already there. I don't know. But it made me think very much of like the kinds of conversations that we listen to and are privy to in We're Here. Again, we've talked about We're Here on this podcast before. If you have access to Max and you're listening to the show, queer, straight, wherever you sit on the spectrum, I honestly think it's the most important show on television.
Yeah, it's very thought-provoking. It opens your mind.
I think
on the regular.
Yeah, I think it's really honest. You know, they're putting a TV show together, and so people are in drag in spots in life that might not really be there. But also, I kind of love that they show up to some of the places in drag that they do, because that is like, we forget in the queer community, drag is our entertainers. That's what they do. But drag queens have been there from the beginning, being the rioters and the ones, and actually just showing up to like a city council meeting in full drag is protest. Is it catchy for television? Sure. But then if you really think about it, that's a pretty big statement. You know, like it's very, so that We're Here is very, very thought provoking. So I want to ask you this question.
Sure.
Listeners, I want to ask you this question. If I've ever received comments from a video podcast before, this is the one I want you to send me comments to. As queer people, we could probably insert any minority, anyone needing and fighting for rights. But right now we're gay, so we're going to talk about the queer issues. Where is the power? In the discussion or in the action? Because I feel like that's the debate. Vernestra is saying power is in discussion. Soul is saying power is in action. Both are important. But where do we sit? Like in this situation, honestly, right now with Donald Trump very possibly coming back in, like, look, if the dude comes in, we're not going to listen to any of those people who may or may not be in our families. And I'm talking outside to or our friends, our coworkers that are like, you have marriage now. You're going to be fine. We know it's not going to be fine because we lived through the 4 years with Donald Trump and a lot of shit was talked about that we didn't have to deal with in a long time. And a lot of questions, and Supreme Court justices started bringing up things. Roe versus Wade got overturned because of Donald Trump. I don't care when it happened. It was that rhetoric, that mindset that overturned it. So we're kind of in a moment of, are we going to have conversations or are we going to act?
I think we're going to act.
Yeah. Which can be dangerous because when you're acting, you don't always think the next 2, 3, 4 steps down, which is dangerous. But it's also dangerous to be so concerned about the 2, 3, 4 steps down because the other side is acting. They're not having a discussion. And you can finally get to that 4th step, but in between, everything changed again. That was also part of the downfall of the Jedi. I think there was less for a group of people who say, trust in the Force will guide you. They sure do a lot of talking about what the Force is trying to say. They certainly ain't listening. And I do fear, I mean, I'm sorry. No one could have thought that Roe versus Wade was overturned. And I am not interested in anyone. I am
especially on a quiet night or day.
A Tuesday afternoon, whenever it was.
I kind of feel like it was behind everybody's back. And you know what? I watch a lot of news. I'm a bit of a news junkie. So for me to say, well, how did I miss that? I mean, yeah, I kind of felt like it was.
But, you know, to listen to people, look, I feel I have a lot of complications with Roe versus Wade as a dude. And then on top of it, a gay dude who doesn't have to deal with pregnancy on any sort of way,
Mhm.
and as a gay dude who really doesn't even know a lot of women in my everyday life.
Mhm.
I mostly know other gay dudes. Like
Mhm.
that is my community. So I feel very like, what kind of opinions can I have on the thing? I try to, you know what I mean? Like but Roe versus that overturning of Roe versus Wade actually can carry a lot of weight on a lot of other things too. And to listen to people, and I am so uninterested, and I know, rewind even the beginning of this podcast, I do pride myself on being able to have conversations who think differently. It is so hard for me to listen to anyone try to defend that overturning. I don't care what your personal views are. That doesn't even need to be up for discussion. That can be up for conversation.
Mhm.
But we don't need to change people's personal views on what they want to do with themselves. So that's what Roe versus Wade was all about. So but other women in particular who can somehow justify it is just so, I have the hardest time even wrapping my brain around it. It's really hard.
And I just made a statement that actually was pretty wrong. I just thought through a little bit more that it happened overnight, because it, God knows, didn't happen overnight. As a going to Catholic school, growing up in the Catholic Church, there was Right to Life marches every year, and it's roses and this, that, and the other thing. So it really didn't for them, for the side who won, if there's a winner here, because I don't see any winners, but I guess, in one sense, maybe they think they won, but
that's a more valid way.
Right. So it probably didn't happen overnight for them. I kind of feel like it happened overnight for us. However, it didn't, because again, if you had watched what was going on with the appointment of the Supreme Court justices, and then back to the appointment or the election. So it didn't happen overnight. So I take that back.
You saying that, and then we will go, and this is like such a heavy conversation to end a podcast on, but I think it's an important conversation to have, specifically as two gay men.
Mm-hmm.
The overwhelming bulk of anti-LGBT rhetoric, laws being discussed, are to our trans siblings, not to us.
At this moment, yes.
At this moment in time.
Mm-hmm.
And we should all be fighting for people who are not just us.
Correct.
However, as I said earlier, there is something dangerous in just standing by. And I do personally, and this is some of the stuff what's the word of the day? Ruminating on with some of the people in my family. I can wish all I want that they won't talk to this person, or they'll say something over there. I can't make them do those things. And I don't want to be angry that they're not. What I want to be angry about is just being attacked. I said, I just wish you wouldn't do this, because there's a lot of danger in just sitting by. You can't say, I believe in your rights and I hold you up and you're no different than anybody else. Meanwhile, listening to people say they won't enter your house because they don't believe in your lifestyle, and then just talk about the good things of them. That is not really standing up for me. It's just not. And anyone who didn't believe that Roe versus Wade should be overturned, but were quiet about it, you didn't really help either. I'm one of those people. I wasn't out there marching for those rights. Mm-hmm. I should have. But this is where I feel very uncomfortable in how to even approach that. And that is a failure, an epic failure on my part, because aren't I also asking the straight people to march for me who probably don't understand? So like, it's, all we can do is learn and move forward. And to me, be honest in our choices and our things, even when they're wrong. We have to be honest. We have to we need to give forgiveness to those who we feel that need to be forgiven, because change won't happen unless you give people an opportunity to change. And we won't allow people to see the change in people if we can't forgive them. So it's an important thing. But if you're someone who is worried about your gayness, if you're another dude in a relationship with another dude and you don't fool yourself, or if you're a parent of a gay person who's like, well, I don't understand about the sex changes for children because I just don't understand why a mommy would change their little boy into a girl because they wanted a girl. And I'm not for those kinds of surgeries, which no one can ever bring examples of said surgeries, but that's the go-to line these days. Those parents, you're also kidding yourself if you think the minute they and I like what you said earlier, is there really a winner there? No. That they're not going to come for us next. They're not after just trans people. They're after all queer people. But right now, trans people are so easy to be labeled as the wrong ones, which is so effed up
They're
to begin
after
with.
anybody
Who's different.
from them. And this is the low-hanging fruit.
Yes, 100%. And it's so messed up. It's so incredibly messed up. Most people have never met a trans person. So you don't know that many. You might know more than you think you do because you might not even know they're trans.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't affect you, or you're not as familiar, but all those people are the ones doing all the talking. It just makes me mad. I can ramble now. But anyways, we can't be quiet. I'm with you. Act up. That's what we need to do. We need to get ACT UP back on the forefront. ACT UP. Yep. The only reason HIV even became a discussion was because of ACT UP. Back in the day, doing the stuff that nobody wanted to do.
How do you feel?
I feel great. And this is why I fucking love Star Wars.
Okay.
Because look, we're a Star Wars podcast, but how much Star Wars do we talk about? Not much.
That's not true. We talked about it. Just the right amount.
All right, everyone. Thank you for listening again. We appreciate you. Follow me in the show at Space Daddy Brian on Instagram Threads. If you haven't already, please subscribe to us on YouTube. If you're there right now and you didn't hit subscribe, please do. Also, I challenge each of you to send a link to YouTube or podcast to 3 of your friends so you can help us grow again, because we were gone. Please, we'd appreciate it. And honestly, I'm really goddamn proud of this conversation that we had today. This is the pink milk that I love. I love it when we get to have these moments. This is what I think this podcast is all about, and I'm very proud that we get to have them. And we're very honest. Even when people get mad at us for being honest. And we get it wrong sometimes. But that's okay.
There you go.
We got to be free enough to talk. So thank you for listening. Until next week, we'll see you next Tuesday.
Drink
and
up.
drink up.